Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are Emma Reynolds and Matt Landon, who perform as the Matt and Emma Quartet. We'll talk about that as we go. But today, we are visiting with you in your personas as the organizers of the Burlington Jazz Festival. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. We're happy to share our excitement.
Yeah, so happy to have another jazz festival in our region of the state. And I sort of kind of knew, but hadn't thought for a while about the history of Burlington where jazz was concerned, because actually, like a lot of places in Iowa, people don't know the role that this community had in the development of jazz. I guess we would say probably most famously because it's the birthplace of Bart Howard, who wrote Fly Me to the Moon. But because it was along the Mississippi, a lot of early jazz stars played in Burlington.
Yeah, so I mean, the riverboat excursion business started early in the 1900s, 1910s-ish, when they started making the boats bigger and bigger for more passenger use. And so that movement of jazz up from the Mississippi all the way really to St. Paul, um, those lines made frequent stops in Burlington. It was a great place in between St. Louis and Davenport.
Some of us remember Burlington Steamboat days too. And I noticed on your website that Louis Armstrong performed at Steamboat Days back in the 60s.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was 1966, right?
64.
64. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was originally a Dixieland Jazz Festival. It quickly changed into something else, but the first, what, decade or
Yeah.
so of it was a Dixieland festival. Yeah, Louis Armstrong.
Before
Great.
we talk about the origins of the current incarnation of the festival, Emma, tell me a little bit about your and Matt's musical background. I mean, I know that you're from California, and of course, you two perform together. And tell me a little bit about your background in music.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm from the West Coast, and Matt was born and raised here in Burlington. Um, we both studied jazz in school. He studied undergrad at Western Michigan, graduate at Colorado, Northern Colorado.
Yeah.
And then I got my undergrad from Cal State Long Beach. And we've sort of just been exploring and developing and growing since all of our studies and trying to meet, other players and educators as we go and as we move around the country too.
What brought about the idea of kind of bringing back of Jazz Festival to Burlington?
We had the opportunity through the Capitol Theater, so the historic theater in downtown Burlington. They were able to secure a grant specifically devoted for or to a jazz festival. Um, so we were brought in about halfway through, um, and were able to bring our expertise, having been in festivals and coordinated festivals before, as well as all of our contacts of various Midwestern groups that um, can travel here for a lower cost with it being our first year.
Yeah. I think the Capitol Theater has wanted to do some jazz centric things for a long time. Just in the past couple of years, they have developed a little satellite location right next to the Capitol Theater itself called the Nightcap, which is basically just a listening lounge where they try to have jazz as much as possible. But I think they were kind of thinking a little bigger, and that's when they secured the grant. And then we heard about it, and we're like, "Can we be involved?" And then they were like, "Can you book it?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure."
Well, so that leads to the next obvious question. Who's playing?
Yeah, so we have nine bands in the festival proper, and then we're also going to have some other kind of smaller pop-up performances here and there. But let's see. We have Jormili Garcia, who's a Venezuelan vocalist who I met in Michigan. She's bringing her quartet, which will be Latin jazz. Um, then we have who else is on Friday? Tommy Boynton. Um,
Yeah,
he's
so
bringing a
he's
sextet.
a sextet. He's one of the four freshmen, and the trumpet player is also in the four freshmen currently. Will be coming with him. from Minneapolis.
And his set is going to be part of our what we're calling a panel and play series, which is basically an hour of performance and then an open dialogue / discussion Q&A with the audience.
Oh, nice.
Great opportunity for students to come, and all of the members of both panel and play performances are jazz educators, so they'll have things to say about that. And then closing out Friday night, we have the Blake Shaw Big-ish Band. It's an 11-piece big band from Iowa City. And then on Saturday, we're opening up in the morning on the riverfront with Entropy, which is a local big band comprised mostly of students from Western Illinois University, some I think from SCC, maybe some from U of I. But yeah, student-led, well, sort of student-led. It's very heavily student-focused, young players. And then we have Elisha, which is a kind of a gospel R&B hip-hop influenced jazz organ trio from Chicago. And then we have the Josh Acheron Trio, which is Josh is a good friend of mine, and he has been writing a lot of music. He actually just recorded a live album about a month ago, and so he's kind of riding on the high from that, and has a lot of new music to bring, original compositions. Then we have our good friend Matthew Fries, who's going to be doing a great solo piano performance. He lives in Michigan right now. He's the jazz piano professor at Western Michigan University, where I previously taught. And then we have the Dave Katz Sextet, which is our other panel and play. And then we have the Pete Elman Big Band closing out Saturday night from Chicago.
Wow, that is an action-packed 3 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days, yes.
We're having a jam session, of course, Friday night, and we're making sure to coordinate one Saturday night as well. That one's in progress as to the location, but that way all the players from different cities can exchange ideas together, and so can the local players here.
The festival is July 25th and 26th, 2 days. But prior to that, you've got a fundraiser coming up on the 14th of July. Tell me about that.
Yes. So because the festival is completely and entirely free, we're really, really hoping to do some additional fundraising. The fundraiser is also free, but we hope you'll come in with the intent to donate as you listen. We're also going to have a short jazz trivia portion of the night, which I think will be super, super fun. It's going to be 4 short rounds. We're going to have some Burlington specific questions, general jazz history questions. We're going to have some listening examples to see, what the audience members can kind of pick up and identify as like a precursor of like how to listen if they're unfamiliar. So I'm really excited about the trivia. I'm hosting it, and I think it's going to be super, super fun.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. It is Emma and myself playing, and then we're also bringing down Blake Shaw, who's performing at the festival. He's going to be playing bass with us, and then we have Michael D'Angelo, who's on faculty at University of Iowa.
Brand new addition to the University of Iowa, yeah. Did you say specifically where the venue is?
July 14th, that's a Monday. If you're not doing anything else, definitely come out. It's going to be at the Art Center of Burlington. Beautiful, vibrant venue from 7 to 9 p.m.
And then the festival kicks off on the 25th. And is everything going to be at the Capitol Theater, or do you have some different locations?
So we really wanted to bring all the different venues in downtown Burlington to the public eye, because a lot of them are sort of hidden gems. So we actually have 5 different venues now, including Burlington Riverfront. So the Capitol Theater is going to be a venue for multiple of the sets. Then we have the Art Center as well, same spot as the fundraiser. We have the Heritage Garden Event Center, and we have the Washington.
And then also the port, the riverfront.
Burlington Riverfront.
Are those kind of within walking distance of each other? Can you hit all the spots, or will you have to drive?
They're within a three block radius.
Yes.
Perfect.
And we do have half-hour gaps in between each set to allow people to kind of wander around a bit and get from one place to the next.
Now, because part of sometimes listening to jazz is also enjoying your favorite libation, I see that you've got a cabaret cocktail competition named for the legendary Bart Howard.
Absolutely. We got to get some cocktails in there. So the Bart Howard Foundation is generously sponsoring our cocktail competition. We're hoping to bring some of the energy back from that era of cabaret and cocktails, and spread out the foot traffic downtown so that all of our locally owned businesses can meet the attendees and the bands and everyone like that, and provide them with some libations. We do have a non-alcoholic category. So, for example, one of our local ice cream stores is featuring a float. So that will be fun and available for everyone, any age.
The Burlington Jazz Festival is the 25th and the 26th in downtown Burlington. But if you're able to get in the neighborhood, definitely come for the fundraiser on the 14th of July, too. Say before we go, at the time we're taping this, we're just a few days out from the Iowa City Jazz Festival, and your quartet is performing on one of the side stages. So tell me just a little bit about the Matt and Emma Quartet before we go.
Absolutely. So we are on Sunday at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3. We'll be playing with Blake Shaw again and Chris Jensen on drums. So we're excited. I'm excited to be able to play with them again. I don't get up to Iowa City as often and be able to play some different tunes than I normally do because we have a bassist and a drummer with us.
Yeah, we generally perform as a duo, so it's a little different when we have a full band going on.
Well, looking forward to hearing your quartet at the Iowa City Jazz Festival, and for the return, we'll call it the return, of the Burlington Jazz Festival. If people want more information, we've hit you with a lot of names and dates and group names and stuff like that. Where can they find information online?
You can find all the information at B, as in Burlington, btownjazzfest.com.
Well, good luck with it. I'm so happy to have another great jazz event in our section of the state, and I wish you the best of luck for this inaugural one and hope that it's something that returns every year for years to come. Good luck with it. Thanks for being with me today.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.